What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hot 7025 FM listeners, we appreciate you tuning in. And today is a special day. I'm DJ DoWrong, your host on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Just Ride, Just Grind mix.
I'm Rach the Gem, and I host The Morning Wood on Thursday from 8 to 11.
And it's your favorite cousin, Megz. I host The Morning Wood every Monday from 8 to 11.
And we're so excited for today. We've been looking forward to this for over a week now to be able to talk to our guest. Today, we have a multi-business owner. We have a fitness influencer. We have a legal cannabis owner. We've got a music superstar, an original love and hip hop cast member. He's got all kinds of monikers. He goes by Capo. He goes by Jimmy with the Tech. In 2020, he created a new alias, and we call him Jim Techie. You know what I mean? Jim Techie. And we're going to talk about what 2020 brought us. Weatherman Jim, Mr. Dipset himself, Jim Jones joins us today. Give it up for Jim Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, hey. That's what I'm talking about. Hey. First off, I want to say welcome, definitely. Congratulations. Today is that day that you released the new album called The Fraud Department. We've heard it. That shit is fired. Like every project that you do, you keep elevating lyrically, beat-wise, like it's real organic. Last week, I, obviously being a DJ, I wanted to be able to really showcase the talent that's in Las Vegas as far as the artists are concerned. So during this whole pandemic time, me and my business partner sat down and we decided that, hey, let's
give me 1 second. Hold on.
You got it.
What's up, babe? Babe. It's different when you do interviews in the house and they get to interrupt you. Pardon me. But go ahead now.
It's okay. So basically, we put a project together. Being a DJ, I got a lot of different connections. I wanted to showcase, kind of get on my DJ Khaled shit and showcase the artists that are in Vegas. But some artists I didn't get to meet. Some artists we had to send some emails. And what I like that's unique about what you did in your whole recording process that I'd like to talk about, Jim, is recording The Fraud Department. When I'm talking about there's people who I haven't even met yet that's on this particular project. I saw that you haven't even met in person Harry Fraud, and to have such a project that came out today called The Fraud Department that is so organic. How did you put a project together like that, Jim?
Shouts to Harry Fraud, shouts to John Sparks. It started from using our cell phones to me actually putting my eyes on something that sparked an idea of me trying to figure something out. And Harry Fraud and John Sparks, they are very computer savvy, and they helped me figure out a way to create quarantine studios, and that was how to record in real time with almost no latency and feel like you're in the studio. Feel like we've been in the studio together the whole time recording the album, but we haven't actually been in the studio together, and I still haven't actually met Harry Fraud in person as yet.
So, like sending verses through email, the creative process is not, organic like I've been talking about. How, with Quarantine Studios, how were you able to just catch that vibe? Like, it's just so interesting to me. Can you tell us a little bit more about Quarantine Studios and that whole process?
The process is no similar to what we're doing right now, how you're recording this interview. It's a little bit different, but the same volume as far as the people that can come interact with you. It doesn't matter where they're at, as long as you send them out the link, they can tap in. It's better if they're actually in the studio or with a laptop, because then they get the full feeling of what it feels like to be inside a virtual studio. And it's just like this, and I tap in all my friends, tap in all the producers, tap in all the artists. If the artists I want to do music with, I try to catch them in the studio so we actually can record together and actually be in that creative space together, as opposed to sending an MP3 and sending it back. Now you can actually create music together in real time with the artist.
and that's dope, and that just makes the process that much better. You just released the new video for Laps Around the Sun. You make the snow look so cool. As far as like, it made me want to. I don't like the snow. It made me want to go jog in the snow because you made it look so good. You know what I mean? If y'all haven't seen that video, it was just released within the last hour. Laps Around the Sun is a dope ass video. What was the inspiration on that, Jim?
It's my neighborhood. I don't know. It was like the intro of the record, the name of the intro of the record, Laps, was like laps, 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 and I was like, well, I'm gonna jog around the hood. So I decided to jog around Harlem. It was a fun night though. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was gonna be, as I had to run about 3 miles in total to get there. But
it's a good thing. It's a good thing you stay fit, right? And lose. And lose, man. Like I said, you make Cold look good, brother. Like lose is a dope ass video. You make Cold look good, my man.
I'm from New York, so we love the snow. Most New Yorkers love the snow. It's just something about the snow and the winter weather. We look forward to it. I mean, above all, nobody wants to be cold, but just the fact of the layers and the drip and everything that comes with the look in the snow and things like that. That's kind of a New York thing.
That's dope.
So speaking of snow, are you snowed in right now? What's the weather like in your?
I'm not snowed in, but it's definitely snowing out here. It's been snowing for the past 2 days. It's probably in its 20s right now. It's pretty cold outside, so the roads are freezing up. A lot of black ice. So I ask everybody to be easy out there.
So, question, because we've seen the drip report. What is up with the 3 taps? Like, is there some type of sonic radar or some type of echo that comes back so it helps tell how the weather's going to be for the day? What's up with the tap?
This is something I did when I first started doing this drip report. Well, it was I did it when they had Hurricane Irma in Miami, and I started with the foot tap, more or less being pissed off, and it kind of struck a nerve with people, and I kept doing it, and went from Instagram to actually being on television, and now we have a full weather show, a weekend weather show on Revolt TV. Shouts to everybody at Revolt. Shouts to everybody in my whole production team. Appreciate all y'all.
When you see that, you're in your second season of the Drip Report on Revolt TV, did you think those 3 years ago when Hurricane Irma hit, that being stuck in a hurricane would lead to you having a weather show?
I didn't know if it would lead to that. I was hoping it would lead to that with the reaction I was getting and the response I was getting from just doing it on Instagram. It made sense to a lot of people, and the magnitude of people that was hitting me and the type of people that was hitting me. I was like, well, maybe we got something here. But it wasn't nothing that I was like actively pursuing. It was just something that I still was doing for fun on the IG, just seeing if I could keep the buzz alive. And every time I did it, the numbers would just going viral. I was like, wait, we gotta figure this out. So, shouts to Detavio over at Revolt. Shouts to my publicist Chanel. They had a lot to do with getting all this show on the air. Shouts to Diddy, of course, for having a platform for Black people like myself to be able to catapult off of. So I appreciate that.
Definitely. Well, we're here in Vegas and we don't get too much snow, so we're a little bit spoiled. What kind of drip can we look forward to coming from Vamp Life or even Fraud Department? There's merch for Fraud Department.
Yeah, there's definitely merch up right now for Fraud Department. If you haven't downloaded the stream that brought the album, I suggest you do. It's perfect for the climate that's going on. And I know Vegas don't get too much snow, but I know it's cold everywhere, so it got to be a little bit chilly than it usually is in Vegas right now.
It is. It gets cold, but not as cold as it gets for you. And what's sad is everybody's always, I'm like, man, this is cold. And people from either the Midwest or on the East Coast is like, you don't even know what cold is. I was like, well, I don't want to learn about it. You know what I mean?
We know what hot is.
We do know what hot is.
Right.
I've been in Vegas a bunch of times when it was hot. It's definitely a different type of heat out there. Definitely.
So what I think is dope is the quarantine studio idea that you came with. I've heard you call it the Uber for the music industry. Quarantine Studios has had I mean, this as far as what you've created technology wise is great, but as far as the concept of you recording from the house, I mean, you've been recording from the house for what, 20 plus years? Am I correct?
Well, yeah, I figured out how to record from my house since like the year 2001.
Yeah.
So something
And
I'm doing.
you've been basically, I mean, I've been an artist as well, been recording for a long time, and you know, the home studio, there's nothing like being able to create and do stuff like that. With Quarantine Studios, you've had super producers like Hitmaker and Cool and Dre, and we talked about Harry Fraud. You've had artists like Alicia Keys, Swiss Beats, Meek Mill. You've had Fat Joe and Jada Kiss all involved. Like, what is quarantine studios all about in the sense, like, how do you convince these artists, whether it's major name artists or independent artists, to want to get down with Quarantine Studios?
A lot of these artists are my personal friends or people that have built relationships throughout the years of me being in the industry, and me having Quarantine Studios is definitely something that I have not seen done in the industry, so I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. And what I'm doing is providing a service, or we're providing a service, and we're making it easier for people, artists, whoever's trying to render some service from you to be able to get in touch with you and help you put some money in your pocket. And at the same time, we make money as a business. So when I say we provide a service, we do that wholeheartedly. I mean, we definitely are like Amazon and Uber to the industry, having all the components that a record label will have, and then having the power to create a virtual studio session so that you can record pretty much from anywhere.
Do you
Jim,
have a special? Oops, sorry.
No, go
Do
ahead.
you have a special software that you use in Quarantine Studios that other people aren't, or did you create something that
Well,
makes you super special?
well, we're in the midst of creating the software actually, but even without the software, what I've created and the way I've manipulated other platforms that really can't come together and do it without each other. So it's kind of me being able to use my common sense when everybody's being very techy about things, and was able to use other people's brilliance and make my own thing out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Go ahead.
I was just, my bad, I was just gonna say, there's a lot of artists right now during the pandemic that are at home that are really pushing to basically tag an artist so they can be part of a mixtape or a project that they've got going on. Now, I've heard some people that are basically charging for the process to, and obviously you got to invest in yourself as an artist. So I get what's trying to be done, but there's also somebody like Eric Bellinger that was on Clubhouse earlier this week that was talking about he didn't really too much care for some of the artists that was actually charging, talking about, we want to help you, and I'm going to create something where I'm actually able to help an artist where I'm not charging them for it. What is your views? How does that work for you? Because I know that you've got stuff with Jewels and you've got stuff with Dave East as far as, you know, mixtapes and being featured on there. Can you speak a little bit about that? I like the smile on your face. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Well, I don't knock anybody. We definitely put in a real sticky situation in the midst of everything being shut down as for artists. So one of our main revenue sources have been shut off, and that is outside venues and people collecting bags to do shows. So artists are put in a position where they got to be creative and think outside the box and do things that they wouldn't necessarily do as an artist to make some money to maintain a lifestyle. So a Tag Your Artist mixtape was pretty dope. As I was watching how it was going on, I don't know if it fits everybody. I don't know if it's what I would do exactly. And that was where one of the things that I started to create in my own lane of quote unquote a Tag Your Artist mixtape. But mine is a little bit different because I'm actually turning this mixtape into a real album. It's not a ghost mixtape. It's not nothing that's going to be up on somebody's website for a month and then you can't find it no more. No, this is going to be a mixtape compilation album, meaning it will be distributed on all platforms. And these artists that are part of this mixtape now have a real opportunity at furthering their success by being on an album that's a real album and it's out. They can check it out. They can put their videos up. They could catapult off of it. And those type of opportunities are kind of priceless when you're dealing with this type of industry, especially with somebody like myself who has proven to know a thing or two about putting artists out and things like that. So this platform is giving artists that probably wouldn't get near a person like myself or even get a chance to be in the game in such a way. So, I think the way that I'm doing it is a little bit different. I think it's more beneficial, and I think it's more beneficial to the artists, especially brand new artists that's trying to get seen or heard in the least bit. I mean, it's hard out here, so everything counts. And I think this is a great tool for them to kind of use to help fix their situation.
That's dope, because that's exactly the idea that I took with the project that I released last week. Again, it's all the artists that are in Las Vegas that are up and coming that just need to be heard. It's all original production. It's not some mixtape shit. It's a real album that is on all streaming platforms. So I salute you for doing stuff like that for the independent artists, because I'm in the same light as you are when it comes to pushing. And I've got an avenue, obviously, with the radio station and being internet radio and having over 1.9 million documented listeners that tune into our station over the 2.5 years that we've been in existence. I mean, it's just great to be part of something like this and to be able to support the local artists that are here.
That's dope. I commend you for that. There's not so many people that really put on for the independent artists, especially the artists that come out of their local area. So I tip my hat to you.
Thank you, Jim.
How can artists get involved in quarantine radio? Like, what's the process behind that?
Well, if the artists are trying to get involved with the contests, we have a contest that we run every week, as you said. Now we have Dave East running the contest, and we have Joel Santana running the contest. Where artists have a chance to submit their music and leave the prize is $5,000 contest winner, and also you get, I believe, $10,000 in Jim Jones coins, which is cryptocurrency on the Ethereum platform. And you can submit your music through Zap Life, and they'll tell you all the rules of how the artists get their music up there. Or if you just want to try to figure out how you can submit your music directly to the Quarantine Studios viral mixtape, you can just DM Quarantine Studios and somebody will reply to you and help you with getting your music on, if there's a way for that, or if there's time for that, or if there's a slot for that.
That's dope.
So, and I heard you mention Jim Jones coin. Saw you launch that recently. Now, is that something that can be purchased also for people who kind of want to get in on investing as well, or does it go just towards Quarantine Studios and merch and stuff like that?
It's a coin. It's cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and you got Jim Jones coin. It's on the Ethereum platform. Ethereum platform is pretty much of a registered platform that people trust and believe in when it comes to cryptocurrency and things like that. Right now, if you have any money on it or any ether, you can purchase a Jim Jones coin. In about 3 weeks, you'll be able to purchase the coins off your credit card. Actually, on Tuesday, I'm doing a coin release virtual party on the Zap Life app, giving people a rare chance to buy coins. All that and talk to me and ask me questions about why I jumped in cryptocurrency, what's the benefits of it, how I see it going, all them type of questions and things like that. Kind of a Q&A for what I've created. And what I'm doing is building a ecosystem using the social currency. Not like it's a little bit different than how everybody else is kind of moving, especially for my culture space, not like nobody else is.
Oh, we might have lost you, Jim. There we go. There we go. Sorry, we couldn't hear you, Jim.
I don't even know where I was at then. Where we left off from where y'all didn't hear me at.
Right when you were saying about the Q&A and how people can tune in, ask questions, get more information on the currency, and that you were building like an ecosystem.
Yeah, building an ecosystem using the social currency for our culture. Is what I mean. I'm one of the few people that actually have a coin, so you consider me one of the pioneers of using a coin inside our culture space. I believe a Little Yachty has a coin, and I believe Little Pump pardon me, man.
Do you think it's important for people in our culture, Black and minorities, to start investing into like Bitcoins and just get more aware of cryptocurrency and stuff like that?
I mean, I think our people need to have more knowledge of it before they do invest in anything. You need to know what you're investing in. But I do believe that cryptocurrency is the new wave of far as us being able to make a lot of money. And it not being at the beginning, but it being at the beginning of being commercialized, it's going to be a very big spike in making money in cryptocurrency. And this is going to be the new wave of money anyway. Pretty soon we won't have no paper money. As you can see now, you go in the airport, they damn near don't have nowhere for you to spend no cash at, especially in New York City. So this is how the world is about to move, and cryptocurrency has already been steps ahead of the game.
That's dope. So with Saucy Farms, your triple F and OG won first place for best indica vape cartridge last year. Congrats on that. One thing I noticed is that you guys advertise no distillates, no cutting agents or additives, and that it's more of a pure product. What steps do you take, and how involved are you in the process to make sure that Saucy Farms Extracts has that pure quality product offered?
Well, I couldn't answer that technical question like that. I'm not technical in the whole process of making the distillants and all that, but I do know they go through a lot to make sure that it's a clean distillant that doesn't harm the people and no side effects and things like that. We have one of the cleanest vapes inside of the marijuana industry. I do know that. As far as the creative process and making sure we got the best medicine you can smoke or buy, I'm more into that side of the business.
So you like the best in the product.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So right now you guys are basically just in California and Oregon, is that correct?
Yeah, we legal in 2 states. We are currently about 200 plus stores in California, which is a great feeling. In Oregon, we have like a facility that the facility's like bigger than a giant stadium. Some crazy shit.
Wow.
So feels good to be in this space. Marijuana is this. I don't believe it's going to go down anytime soon. It's going to keep going up and up. So for us to be at this level and have ownership, it feels great.
Well, now, we're legal. Oh.
Same question. We are legal here in Las Vegas. We would love to have your products here right now. The station knows G5, Larry from G5. His cultivation is here. How can we help you get your products here in Las Vegas?
Please.
Well, one of the things about putting your marijuana brand in other states is that it has to actually be grown inside of that state. So we would just need to find a brother partner or sister partner for us to partner up with and for it to make sense and for us to know that they can grow the quality bud that people need to smoke. And growing bud is not the easiest thing, especially in different parts of the land. The soil, the earth, everything runs a little bit different. You got to take a lot of those things into consideration of why California weed tastes different than Vegas weed, as opposed to tasting different to Boston weed as a young. So you got to think of all these things and stuff like that. So it's not as easy just to jump into another state and just put the brand in, and you could burn the brand in, not having the proper bud inside of the brand. So it's a process, but hopefully we will be inside of Vegas pretty soon. I know we took a few trips to Vegas looking at a few different things. So
there's a few of us at Hot 7025 that would like to be guinea pigs to sample anything that you would like us to sample out here. Okay, so I got you, Jim. Just let me know. I'll be a big advocate for your shit out here.
Hold that down.
Some of us from Cali and we living in Vegas, so we can help compare and be like, okay, this is there.
I got it. I know who to call.
Yeah, you were talking about earlier how you work with a lot of different artists. Knowing good music like you've known for all these years, having your hands in so many different avenues of business, what's your hesitation on doing the A&R thing again?
No, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Jim.
Pardon me.
There we go.
Busy. A lot of people keep calling me. But my thing on the A&R thing has always been the same. It's the level of music. So I'm always picking artists and helping artists, even without having a legitimate job. But I was saying to myself the other day, I might as well get a check since people keep mentioning how how good of a person when it comes to music I am. So shit, I might as well take that check too. You know, I like to work like a Jamaican. I need 10 jobs. You heard?
Yeah, but 20 million. I heard you say 20 million, and you're cool. I think you're worth so much more than that, brother.
Hey man, I respect that, but I know realistically, the next 20 million I do make. I mean, I didn't burn upwards of 20 million, maybe a little bit more. And I had a ball doing it. Think about 20 million. I want it all at one time.
Right.
You know, so when I say 20 million, I don't mean like I want it all at one time because I didn't see and burnt that up already in my career, and I had a ball doing it. And I'm not saying that I don't want more money. Shit, I'd take $1 billion and shit like that. I'm just saying for me to make a comfortable exit where I don't have to look back at the game and give me 20 M's and niggas will never hear from me again.
So we've been quarantined with our kids, me and DoWrong, and
Yes.
You've been quarantined as well with your son. Has he been involved in like the business since you have so many lines of business? How's he been involved?
He's been involved with all of my businesses. Have been since he's been a kid. I always value his opinion. He's always helped me with the music. He has a dope ear for music also. And him being younger than me and just knowing who the new and upcoming artist is and things like that, I value his opinion. And now with us having this time together, being locked down, he actually helped me put the studio together. He's a genius when it comes to computers, and I had Guru teach him how to engineer. So he has the engineering skills to help me record if he wants to and things like that. So I always include him in the business just so he could understand what it is I do, just in case he wants to dive into that field when he gets older.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
So, like you said, you have a lot of businesses. Do you see yourself ever going back into reality television by any chance? Because sometimes, you were one of like the original castmates of Love and Hip Hop. Some may say helped start that franchise. Is reality TV back in?
I don't. Some may say, shit, can't nobody say I created Love and Hip Hop, and it's not even about that. That's wholeheartedly. You can ask Mona Scott. She'll tell you I created it. You dig? I just opted out when I should have. That's a whole nother conversation and shit like that. But as far as creating it, that's a show that I created with my eyes closed. A show I created an opportunity for my woman who didn't get an opportunity to do another show she wanted to do. It had nothing to do with anybody or anything but what me and Chrissy was doing. Just remember that. Now, how it unfolded and the success it went to, I tip my hat to Mona Scott for that. She was smart enough to know what she had and drill it. That's business, you dig? And I slipped on that. Can't cry over spilled milk and shit like that. As far as reality TV, it's a business. It's one of the businesses that I helped create and make cool for the black industry and our culture and shit like that to make millions of dollars off of. So why wouldn't I jump back into the business if it was right? It's all about your negotiations. You dig that? At the end of the day, you'll never get what you deserve, but you only get what you negotiate. So I hope you know how to talk very good.
Gem, major game right there.
So we just saw. Oops. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No. I want you to say it. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we saw Chrissy in the back, and we saw you guys had an amazing Valentine's Day. How's been quarantine life with your lady?
It's been good. It's been good to get close and be able to be home. I've been on the road for the past 20 years of my life, so I actually be home for like a year straight and shit like that, and getting close to my family is no better feeling. Not saying that everything runs smooth all the time. Just saying that it is a great feeling to be this close to my family for so many months at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to give you your flowers, while you're here, man. And the last few weeks doing more research on you. I'm 45 years old, Jim, so I'm a little older. So I grew with you. Let's just say I grew up with you. I grew with you, and just seeing where you started, where you're at, what you got your hands in. You're a good example for the black community to follow. And we all make mistakes, but when we jump up and learn from our mistakes, that's when we're able to be positive role models. And I think you got a lot of good shit to give to the youth, and I commend you for that.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, man.
Yes, sir.
Any question? If we can double back to Saucy Farm, just to kind of talk about the impact that marijuana and the prison system has. I saw an interview with you, and you were talking about the equity programs that were set up by the government. Any up?
Programs.
I'm sorry.
They're called social equity programs.
Right. Yeah. Updates on that? Are you involved in that?
Pardon, say that again. Have what? I didn't hear you.
Are you involved in the process, or people get the equity to one, get the charges dropped and them get out of jail, but two, them go into the business as well?
Well, me personally, I have not been involved with any social equity programs. That's for people that's been locked up under those circumstances, and now they're giving them a chance to come out and create a business due to them being locked up that is now turned legal, which would create opportunity for them to change their lives and things like that, which I think is pretty fair for the government to do at this time. But there's a lot of pros and cons to that. You got to have business to facilitate the business. You got to have money to facilitate the business. So that's the number one thing that a lot of these fellas coming home lack, or fellas that get the opportunity to be a part of the social equity program lack, is the finances and things like that. So we need to figure out a part two to that social equity program, so that these people that do have the opportunity to do, they can make their dreams come true and shit like that. As of anything else, there's still plenty of inmates locked up for marijuana charge. I believe like 40,000 inmates locked up for marijuana and shit like that, something like that. So we still got a lot of people to free and come home and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, but I do tip my hat to everybody making an effort to help these young men change their life around with these social equity programs. I think is very brilliant as far as coming from the government.
What else can we expect from you for the remainder of the year? I know that there's a project with you and Hitmaker, which is one of my favorite producers, that I cannot wait to hear what you guys have created. When can we look forward to that project coming out?
I got a Scram Jones project coming out at the end of April, and then me and the Hitmakers album come out the end of June. So we be in business for the summertime. Then I got like a few in between projects I got dropping. So I got a lot of music about to come out, a lot of content about to drop. I'm working. You're gonna see a lot of me.
It's a good thing.
Can we expect more virtual shows? Because I noticed that was one of the services, I think, with Quarantine Studios, the ability that you guys offer that are able to film those and stream them.
Yeah. Well, shit. Well, we're in the midst of finished building a virtual stage. It was a little bit different than what people have been doing. It's pretty dope. So I look forward to bringing that to the forefront. We also I also have a virtual reality company where you can download and look at our sessions in live time and look at the space that I'm in and full 360 reality. So there's a lot I've been doing inside of this tech space. So it feels good. Tech is the future, and I suggest everybody try to get some. Between tech and weed, you can't go wrong. I promise.
That's why they call him Jim Techie, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Shoot.
Definitely. So yesterday was Joel's birthday. Can we expect a collaboration album with Dipset?
Yeah, we'll be working on a new Diplomat album. Joel's is he'll be fully back in action hopefully next week, and once he's fully back in action, we gonna go. We on go.
That's dope.
That's dope. So we don't want to take too much more of your time. We definitely want to thank you. We want to know, if you come to Vegas, would you touch down and come down to the studio and come check us out sometime?
100%. That's easy.
Dope.
I can't wait.
I also want to know, I want to send you the project that I have, brother. I want you to be able to hear some of the talent that we have here in Vegas. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I promise it's not going to waste your time. I would like to talk to you before, like off air, and be able to talk to you about that and maybe get some guidance from you if that's cool.
Yeah, that's easy. Shit. Well, I probably could help you out with a few different things on that, with distribution and shit like that. So yeah, definitely. We definitely have a conversation. I could put you on the phone with my dude Pone, and he can help you out with everything. But as far as the music, send it to me so I can hear what you were doing and shit like that, and I could give you my opinion on what you got going on.
I appreciate it, brother.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Well, make sure you guys check out the album. It dropped last night. The video dropped about an hour ago. Thank you so much for sitting down with us and taking time out of your day. Anything you need from us in support of you?
No, I'm pretty good, man. Thank everybody. I thank you for the support, period, man. That's it, man. I'm grateful. You know, I'm still here. I can't complain, baby.
Great.
Thank
Well,
you,
we're
Jim.
so happy to hear it. And make sure you guys tune in with hot7025fm.com on a regular. We got the hottest content, hottest station on the planet.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.